Before we dive into the story, a small request, please subscribe to our channel. That would help me a lot, and you are free to change your mind anytime later. Now let's begin the story. My name is Jack. I'm 34 years old, work as an accountant, and have been happily married for the past 12 years to my wife Ashley. We also have an amazing 10-year-old son named Carl that we both cherish deeply. For over a decade, life was good. Ashley and I had a strong, loving relationship while juggling our careers and raising Carl. Sure, we had the usual ups and downs all couples face, but we always worked through any issues in a spirit of understanding and compromise. However, things started to change about 3 months ago when Ashley got a new job as a project manager after quitting her old position. I was happy for her at first. It was a better-paying job at a prestigious tech company with a lot of room for advancement. After starting her new role, though, Ashley just became different, distant. She was staying late almost every night at the office, then coming home clearly exhausted and irritable. Most nights she went straight to bed without even talking to me or Carl. When I tried asking her what was going on and if everything was okay, she'd brush off my concerns, saying she just had to adjust to the heavy workload and long hours. But even on weekends, it felt like Ashley wanted to spend as little time around me and Carl as possible. There was this cold emotional disconnect, little things like no more family movie nights or dinners out together. I felt hurt by Ashley's withdrawal from me and Carl. We were supposed to be her family. Why was her job suddenly more important? I tried several more times over the next few weeks to get through to Ashley, to rekindle that loving connection we used to have. Each attempt was met with annoyance and excuses about being too busy and tired. She clearly had little interest in listening to my worries or restoring intimacy to our strained marriage. The gulf between us kept growing. We still lived together and maintained a cordial front, but that special closeness was gone. There were days I barely exchanged more than a few words with my own wife. We were like strangers occupying the same house rather than partners sharing a life together. Things finally came to a head a week ago when Ashley invited me as her +1 to her company's 10th anniversary party. I went along hoping it would be a chance to meet some of Ashley's coworkers and maybe get a better sense of this demanding new job. But what I observed at that party shocked and disgusted me. Ashley was there chatting and flirting openly with her boss, Andy. They were laughing together, touching each other's arms and shoulders, ignoring everyone else. My blood boiled at the sight. This Andy guy was all over my wife right in front of me. And Ashley was clearly enjoying the attention, blushing and winking coyly back at him. I stormed out early without even telling Ashley. When she got home later that night, I immediately confronted her about the flirty behavior with Andy. But Ashley callously dismissed my anger, saying I was imagining things. Then she turned things back on me, criticizing my juvenile jealousy before stomping off to bed drunk. What happened next utterly devastated me. Around 2 a.m., I heard Ashley's phone buzz with a new text notification. Thinking it might involve work, I glanced down at the screen which was still illuminated. But the preview text was from Andy. All it said was, "You reach home, darling." My heart dropped. Darling? Why was my wife's boss sending her intimate late-night messages calling her darling? Handshaking, I unlocked Ashley's phone and read their full text history. The cozy conversations of love and desire exchanged with Andy left me nauseated. This wasn't innocent. For weeks, maybe longer, the two had been carrying out an illicit affair behind my back. I was utterly crushed and betrayed in that moment. The woman I had loved so deeply, my wife and life partner, was cheating on me with her boss. Barely able to function, I stumbled through work the next day in a fog. How could Ashley throw away 12 years of marriage like that? And what about poor Carl? What would this do to him? The pain and disbelief whirled endlessly through my mind. When Carl left for school the next morning, I confronted Ashley while she nursed a hangover. I revealed I knew about the affair and asked her to end it immediately so we could try repairing our family. But Ashley's response was merciless. She admitted without shame that yes, she was in love with Andy and wanted to be with him. Furthermore, she was leaving me and Carl so that they could build a new life together. I pleaded with Ashley to think of Carl's well-being, but she coldly stated her mind was made up. She then packed a bag with her things and departed, leaving me shell-shocked and alone. In the hours after Ashley left, my sadness boiled over into fiery rage. How could she just abandon me and Carl for her lover Andy without a care for the damage left behind? Well, I refused to let them get away with it. Ashley and Andy were going to pay for what they've done. My first move was to learn everything I could about Andy. A bit of online sleuthing revealed some very interesting facts. Andy wasn't the rich bachelor Ashley believed. No, he was married with 2 young kids of his own. Digging deeper, I uncovered past cheating allegations from other women at Andy's company. So he was a serial philanderer abusing his power as boss to prey on subordinates. Ashley was just the latest in a string of work affairs. Armed with this leverage, I decided to contact Andy's wife, Emma. My initial anonymous email laid out everything I discovered about the affair. Emma replied she didn't want to believe it at first, but grudgingly admitted noticing strange behaviors herself lately with Andy. Emma agreed to meet me in person. I came with detailed evidence, the texts and photos proving Andy's cheating. Emma broke down seeing the proof her husband was living a double life and betraying his family without remorse. Together, Emma and I hatched a plan to expose Andy's sins to his company and the world. We compiled a thorough report with all the evidence and sent it to Andy's bosses and coworkers, also posting extensively on his social media. The fallout was fast and fierce. Andy was immediately fired for his egregious misconduct. I also had my cousin at the local newspaper run a front-page story on Andy's disgusting abuses of power. News spread like wildfire, destroying Andy's reputation in days. He issued a public apology, but the damage was done. Emma filed for divorce, his company sued him, and the cops even opened fraud investigations. Ashley didn't escape consequences either. With Andy fired and under criminal investigation, Ashley was suspended then eventually let go too. I had made certain the evidence clearly showed her starring role carrying on an affair with Andy. Losing her lover and income were bitter pills for Ashley. She tried pleading with me to halt my crusade against Andy now that they were both ruined. I coolly told her she made her bed and could lie in the filth she chose. With Ashley and Andy out of our lives, the path was clear for me to also file for divorce and request full custody of Carl. My evidence proved easily that Ashley abandoning our son made her an unfit mother. The final triumph came when the divorce was finalized. I was granted sole parental custody along with over 70% of our marital assets. The judge ruled Ashley owed substantial child support since I would raise Carl on my own now. Finally free from the toxicity Ashley brought upon our family, I focused on rebuilding happiness with my son. We grieved losing his mom, but grew closer bonding through the pain. I showered Carl with all the love and care Ashley refused to give. Fate blessed our healing journey when I reconnected with a college friend, Sarah. We first met ages ago in school, then she moved abroad for years. Now Sarah was back home, also rebuilding life as a newly single mom. Sparks flew instantly between Sarah and I on our first date. We quickly became inseparable, sharing laughter and dreams again. Our young kids hit it off wonderfully too. For months since my life almost collapsed, here I stand stronger than before. Sarah rests blissfully by my side as we craft this blended family together. My career thrives being promoted at work. And most importantly, Carl is thriving, the hole left by his mom fading as Sarah steps in to give him a doting maternal figure again. Yes, some wounds take time to fully mend. Bittersweet memories of life with Ashley may always be there underneath. But she and Andy suffered righteous ruin for their lies and betrayal, while karma granted me grace to find even greater love. The future looks beautifully bright for my son and I, untethered now to live and love as we deserve. This is where our story comes to an end. Share your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for your precious time. If you enjoyed this story, then please make sure you subscribe to this channel. That would help me a lot. Click on the video you see on the screen, and I will see you there.